Good morning, sir. Today I'm going to give a presentation on the topic Principle of Bomb Calorimeter and Differential Scanning Calorimeter. Both of these are important analytical instruments used in thermal analysis. They help in measuring heat changes occurring during chemical or physical processes. Bomb calorimeter is mainly used to determine the calorific value of a substance, while the scanning calorimeter, also known as DSC, is used to study the thermal behavior of materials such as polymers, pharmaceutical fibers, and food products. As we talk about the calorimetry, is the science of measuring heat energy whenever a chemical reaction or physical changes takes place. Heat may either be released or absorbed. Calorimetric instruments helps us measure these heat changes accurately. Calorimetry is widely used in industries such as fuel industries, food industries, pharmaceutical industries, polymer industries, and research laboratories. The two important calorimetric instruments that I'm going to be discussing in this presentation is bomb calorimeter and differential scanning calorimeter. Bomb calorimeter is an instrument used to measure the heat of combustion of a substance. It helps to determine the calorific value or energy content of fuels and food materials. The term bomb refers to the strong steel chamber in which combustion takes place under high pressure. This instrument is commonly used for coal analysis, petrol and diesel testing, food energy testing, explosive studies. The bomb calorimeter provides highly accurate results because combustion occurs completely in excess oxygen. The bomb calorimeter works on the principle of conservation of energy. According to this principle, the heat released during combustion of a sample is equal to the heat absorbed by the surrounding water of the calorimeter body. The sample burns completely inside a sealed steel chamber filled with oxygen under high pressure. The heat released raises the temperature of water surrounding the bomb chamber. This temperature rise is measured and used to calculate the heat energy released. The equation used is Q equals mc delta T, where Q is heat energy, m is mass of water, C is specific heat capacity, and delta T is the temperature rise. These are the two images that I've given. The first image is heat flow diagram of the bomb chamber, and the second is the combustion inside the bomb chamber. The bomb calorimeter consists of several important parts. The main part is the strong steel bomb chamber that can withstand high pressure. Inside the bomb chamber, a crucible holds the sample. Ignition wires are connected for electrical ignition. Oxygen is supplied for complete combustion. The bomb is placed inside a water container. The other parts include thermometer, stirrer, and insulated outer jacket. The thermometer measures the temperature change while the stirrer ensures the uniform distribution of heat and water. This is the schematic diagram of a bomb calorimeter. The working of bomb calorimeter takes place in several steps. First, the sample is accurately weighed and placed inside the crucible. The bomb chamber is then sealed and filled with oxygen under high pressure. The bomb is then immersed in a known quantity of water. Next, the sample is ignited electrically. Combustion takes place completely inside the bomb chamber and the heat is released. This heat increases the temperature of the surrounding water. The rise in temperature is recorded and used to calculate the calorific value. Bomb calorimeters have many industrial applications. They are used in fuel testing industries, food analysis laboratories, research laboratories, and explosive analysis. Some advantages are that they provide high accuracy, reliable results, and complete combustion of sample. However, there are also some limitations. This instrument is very expensive and requires very careful handling because combustion occurs under high pressure. Also, only combustible materials can be analyzed using this instrument. Now, I am going to be discussing about differential scanning calorimeter, commonly known as DSC. DSC is a thermal analysis instrument used to study heat flow changes in materials during heating or cooling. Unlike bomb calorimeter, DSC does not measure heat of combustion. Instead, it measures thermal transition occurring in materials. DSC is widely used for analyzing polymers, pharmaceutical products, fibers, and food materials. It helps determine thermal stability and behavior of materials. DSC works on the principle of measuring the difference in heat flow between a sample and a reference material. Both the sample and reference are heated at the same controlled rate. When the sample undergoes a thermal change such as melting or crystallization, it either absorbs or releases heat. DSC helps identify processes such as melting, crystallization, glass transition, and thermal stability or decomposition. The main parts of DSC include the sample pan, reference pan, heater, temperature sensor, and computerized recording system. And as we talk about the working of DSC, the sample is placed in one pan while an empty reference pan is placed beside it. Both the pan are heated at the same controlled rate. If a sample absorbs or releases the heat, the instrument detects the difference in heat flow. The data is then recorded in the form of a graph called a DSC thermogram. This thermogram helps us study the thermal properties of materials. I've given two images of one image is of internal structure of the DSC diagram and the second is the DSC working schematic diagram. The graph obtained from the DSC analysis is called the thermogram. The thermogram contains peaks representing thermal events. There are two main types of peaks which happens. This represents heat. The first is the endothermic peak. This represents heat absorption properties such as melting. Second is the exothermic peak, which represents the heat releasing processes such as crystallization. By analyzing these peaks, scientists can determine the thermal transition and the material property. DSC has many applications also in industries and research. It is used in polymer characterization, drug analysis, purity testing, food analysis, and there are some advantages of DSC which are requires only a small sample to do the testing, fast and accurate analysis, and it uses high sensitive technique. However, DSC instruments are costly and requires skilled operators for proper. In conclusion, bomb calorimeter and differential calorimeter are very important analytical instruments. Bomb calorimeter helps determine the energy content of combustible substances. DSC helps study thermal behavior and phase transition of materials. Both instruments are widely used in industries, laboratories, and scientific research for thermal analysis. Thank you so much, sir, for listening.